and welcome to the Confident at Work podcast. I'm your host and your confidence coach, Anna Manning. And today I'm going to give you my one tip for more confidence. And the episode is titled My One Tip for More Confidence, open brackets that you won't want to hear, close brackets, because I get asked this question fairly often. Like I'll do a training, I'll go and do a keynote somewhere, or I'm interacting with people and they ask me, could you give me just like one tip or one thing that's going to help me to feel more confident? And every time I kind of think, oh, here we go. Because to reduce something, which for most individuals is multi layered, and it involves thoughts, it involves emotions, it involves memories, it involves how people have been socialized, cultural stuff, bias. There's a lot going on, usually. And to narrow that down to a single tip or a trick, which I often get asked for, feels impossible. So I usually kind of swerve that question. I say to people, no, not really, which again, probably isn't what they want to hear. It's probably like when someone says to a doctor, is there one tip for better health? They're probably just like, well, no, you could move around more, you could eat good food, you could stay connected to people you love, you could be of service in the world, you could meditate, you could sleep properly. Like all of those things are going to help, right? But they're not looking for that. They're looking for, is there just this one like silver bullet thing that I can do and then everything will be fine? So I've always sort of swerved this question and found it a little bit difficult. And then somebody asked me this question in the most recent Grow Your Professional Confidence training that I did. And I was almost about to give my usual answer that there isn't one. And then I caught myself thinking afterwards, you know what? Actually, maybe there is. And this is my one thing, my one tip that I will stand by, even if it might not be quick and it might not be easy. And it's this: from today forwards, forever, fully and wholeheartedly embrace every single part of who you are. From today and for the rest of your life, fully and wholeheartedly accept and embrace every single part of your being. I told you wouldn't want to hear it. But there it is. At the end of all of it, that is my silver bullet. And that means embracing, accepting the bits you're proud of and the bits you wish were different. The bits you've hidden and the bits you're happy to show. The bits that you try and fix. The messy bits. The uncertain bits. The flailing bits. The failing bits. All of those exist within a human life, within a human spirit. And when I thought more about this thing that came out kind of quite spontaneously, I realized that actually it is the underpinning of the high confidence cycle that I teach. And to me, that high confidence cycle is what real confidence looks like. I don't have a silver bullet for you if you're looking for the kind of confidence which means that you never wobble and you're never unsure and you never have a doubt and you never get nervous. I don't have that kind of confidence. And I don't know, other than if you were just you didn't give a crap about anyone or anything, or you were just completely unaware for some reason. Or unless you were like an enlightened master, let's say, that you would experience that kind of confidence. Now, given that most of us are probably not like a crazy, unfeeling, or completely unaware person, we're probably never going to be. And maybe we're probably never either going to be like an enlightened master. in the normal world, in the real world, in our world that we live in, which is messy and imperfect and all kinds of wrong, as well as all kinds of right. This one tip, if you could embrace it, your confidence would be transformed. Because you'd no longer be criticizing yourself and beating yourself down. You'd give yourself support when and if you struggled, and you'd be understanding about it. You'd set yourself realistic standards. You wouldn't compare yourself. And if you made a mistake or you had a failure, you'd embrace that part of you and accept that part of you. So you'd be able to bounce back, learn, and move on. You'd be able to acknowledge the good things about you because you'd be embracing and accepting those, as well as being able to see the things that maybe weren't so good about you. But you wouldn't hate on yourself and beat yourself down for those things. They'd be part of the whole. And it wouldn't mean that you could never change anything. You could, from the place of fully and wholeheartedly, from this day forward, and for every day embracing and accepting every part of yourself. It doesn't mean that bits wouldn't change. It doesn't mean that you wouldn't grow. I think you would. Just not from a place of not being good enough and constantly measuring and beating yourself down. You'd stop fighting yourself. So your energy would change. You'd make clearer decisions. You'd recover faster when things didn't go the way you wanted. I think you'd feel more grounded. And you wouldn't have to perform anymore or fake if you were embracing and accepting every part of you. You wouldn't have to perform, would you? Even if you got up there and, the last 2 episodes have been about public speaking. And even if you got up there and your hands were shaking and you were red, if you embraced and accepted every part of that, you just carry on. You wouldn't get in your head about it. Start beating yourself down and getting worried. You'd just notice some shaking hands and some sweating. You'd love those shaking hands and that sweating. And you'd just continue. So if you want my one tip for how to feel more confident, that's it. From this day forward and forever, embrace every single part of you. I think that's where real confidence begins. And I will see you in next week's episode. Bye.
Confidence, confidence, confident. I can be confident. Confidence, confidence, confident. I can be confident.